Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Ange Silvestri. I am doing the webinar from the beautiful Tucson, Arizona. We are at 104 degrees today, kind of warm, but it's a beautiful sunny day. I take this opportunity, and I do appreciate your time for engaging with us with my first webinar with the National Concierge Association. I became a certified national concierge with NCA in the month of May this year, and I automatically wanted to volunteer to be able to share all my experiences. I put this webinar together. One is so that it would kind of spark your interest would be the photographs that I've added on so that you can see the travels and the places that I particularly talk about to guests as I've visited or my guests have visited. I am currently a J.W. Marriott associate here in Tucson. I wear different hats. I'm a concierge. I'm also a front office admin, and I'm also a human resources generalist, and on occasions I am part of the recreation area. I recently was the mother goose during Easter. So as you know, working for resorts kind of give you an opportunity to engage with guests in different levels. My background in the past, I have owned a travel agency, brick and mortar store, and of course with the technology, with the internet coming into play, everything is now online, so it continues to run by itself, and I'm able to engage in another venture working with a beautiful company. I am here to talk to you a little bit about the International Business and Travel Etiquette. Pat, I'm not sure if I can do the changes if you're going to do it.
Nope, I will do them. You just let me know when you want to.
Fantastic. Okay.
I'll kind of
so this presentation will give you a source on how exceptionally engage as hospitality professionals with global and multicultural travelers. If you were to think of etiquette, we all know that it is defined as a protocol, a manner, a decorum, a customary code for polite behavior in society and among your peers and in your profession or group. However, my focus is more on the cultural diversity. Right now, if you were to look at the new technology, next page please, we are actually
sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
We literally have the world on our fingertips. I'm an old school, and so, you know, you'd pull out a paper to find out what the events are for the season. You know, you watch the news and everything. But right now, it is amazing that we have literally the world on our fingertips. As long as you have a web access, you're able to research, and you know, if you haven't even visited a place, you're able to see it. It is so wonderful. You can also learn about doing business with international travelers on how, number one, culture influences the travels. It prevents cultural mishaps, you know. Going back to the old ways, are we supposed to shake a hand or are we supposed to bow? I guess the reason in a hotel lobby you kind of are engaging more, going out there rather than just standing behind your podium, is that the guest or the, you know, if you're not in a hotel, if you're in a setup per se, whether it's a restaurant or whether it's an adventure, you engage more. You become face-to-face rather than being a window in between. I hope, you know, this is one thing that I'd like to share in this webinar, is for us to be at a comfort level that it's not just about etiquette, but basically engaging and being culturally diverse and understanding. Next page, Pat, please. Not all travelers prepare for their destination. We all know that. I lived in Hawaii, and I've lived in California most of my life, and now I'm in Arizona. And I've traveled Asia as well. I've lived in Tokyo and Chiba-ken. And in the old days, before you move to a new area, you kind of borrow a book from the library. You read through what are you supposed to do. Or if it's your first time to travel Europe, you look at the books. You kind of find out what am I supposed to bring, what am I supposed to do. That is excellent. You kind of prepare yourself for a destination. However, some of our visitors in our cities, wherever you are, I think right now I heard that we have some folks from Michigan and some in Arizona on the line. And so coming from a different area, one weather-wise, we need to inform our guests who are arriving whether they're here for leisure or business. If they have not looked and see what the temperature is or whatever, we provide that. We call it more on preparing our guests for their destinations rather than them trying to research all of it. So where I've been situated, whether it's at the Kauai Marriott or the Sonoran area, I always had a pre-arrival letter that were sort of a prepped handout that I could email more on a PDF format to anybody arriving in the city so that they would have links to whatever it is that they're wanting to do, whether it's for business or for pleasure. There are certain reasons why somebody comes to our location. For our city, it's usually a university base, meaning a military base, and it could be in the industry, whether it's a medical facility or more on the technology. They come because of what's in your area, so you have to be familiar with it. Another point that you have to remember is your points of interest. What brings them to your area? For us, it's always the national park. It's always the caverns. So in your particular region, wherever you are, you have to be able to kind of get a feeling that it's just your first time arriving if you are not native to your region.